see now with my under eyes, I'm going to color correct first, then I'm going to apply the liquid foundation. But I'm also going to prime. So the primer I'm going to use today is called Porefessionals from Benefit. Now I noticed I have a little bit of pores going on here, so this is going to help with minimizing those. Let's just go ahead and start this first. So I'm going to apply a little bit of the Porefessional to prime, take a little bit, rub it, and then just pat it just in the area where you want to prime. And you kind of feel like you get a lot of pores. Mainly it's in the T-zone area, okay? And this really helps to smooth it out and make the foundation go on like butter. Then I'm going to color correct. So on one hand, I'm going to show you how to use this orange corrector with a lighter shade concealer, and then I'm going to go in with a darker shade concealer that is a little warm to show you the difference between the two. So on this side, I'm going in with the color corrector. Now this is from LA Girl Cosmetics, and it's the Pro Concealer in the shade orange. Comes with a brush, and you just squeeze it out and the product comes up. But I'm not going to go directly on my face with this. I'm just going to put a dot on the back of my hand because that's more than enough to correct. Then I'm going to take a brush, take a flat concealer brush, stuff like this. And then you're just gonna pick up a little bit and you're just gonna apply it just very low in the corner of your eye, wherever you have darkness. So usually it's right here and here, around the nose, and around the lip right here. Then I'm going in with the light shade concealer, L'Oreal Infallible Concealer, and I'm going in away from the dark, away from the orange. So I'm just going to place it right on where my skin is. So just a dot around the orange. And I'm going to take a concealer brush, pick up some of that lighter shade, and then blend it into the orange. And as you can see, it turns peach. And that's when you know that it's the right shade to color correct. Again, on this side, picking up some of that and just kind of blending it by tapping the brush over the orange. Again, picking up right next to it and then tapping it over, and then picking up right next to it and then tapping it over the orange. And this way you get a perfect blend that helps to cancel out any of the dark circles, evening out your skin tone before the foundation. You can also use a damp beauty sponge just a little bit to just push this, making sure that it's right into the skin. On this end, I'm going to show you how I color correct using a warm colored concealer that is closest, very close to my skin tone. I can even use this as a foundation if I wanted to, but I want to color correct because it's really thicker than my foundation. So again, I place it low, and then here, and then one here, and then I'm just going to blend that into spreading it out. Then I take the brush and I start to blend by tapping first, spreading it along the orbital bone, and then slowly blending it under the eyes. And as you can see, it matches my skin tone perfectly. Blends it out really nicely. Just going to add a little bit to the center of my forehead right here. Now with a damp beauty sponge, I'm just going to, again, press this and blend it, spreading it out as far out as I can, so that wherever I don't have any coverage, I'm just going to go and apply liquid foundation. So as you can see, this side is brighter because I used a lighter color, and this side is more of a match because I used the shade that's just like my skin tone. And now I'm ready to go in with the foundation. So I'm gonna show you how I apply foundation using a liquid foundation. I'm here using the Pro Filter from Fenty Beauty, and I'm in the shade 280. You have to make sure to shake the bottle before you use it. Just pump. One pump is more than enough to cover your entire face. After you do this step, trust me, one pump is even more than enough. The first thing I'm going to do is probably show you two methods of applying the foundation. One is going to be with a damp beauty sponge, and the other one's going to be with a flat kabuki brush. So with the damp beauty sponge, what I'm going to do is apply it by picking up a little bit with my finger and just applying a couple of dots on the perimeter of my face. I'm not going to go where I concealed because that's the last step that I'm going to bring in the foundation, as you will see later. Then I'm going to use my finger to spread that, just like I did with the concealer. And then I'm going in with the beauty sponge to push it into the skin and really past the jawline. You want to make sure you get past that jawline so you don't end up with the line. And now with whatever is left over, I'm just going to go over the area where I corrected. So that was just a couple of drops, and as you can see, I have a beautiful dewy finish without it looking heavy and cakey. On this side, I'm going to show you how I use a flat kabuki brush, and I still have foundation on my hand from the first pump. So again, I'm just going to take a little bit, put it in the perimeter of where I did not conceal, and then take the brush, so spread it first. You don't have to spread it too perfectly because you're going to go now with the brush and you're just going to pounce that brush and buff that foundation into the skin. Make sure that the flat kabuki brush is hitting your skin like this. So once you have covered and blended the area, the perimeter, you're going to go slowly into the concealer and the color corrector. And then go down your neck. So you can see on both sides, you have a flawless complexion using the two methods, damp beauty sponge and a kabuki brush. So now I want to brighten a little bit under my eyes, just so that I have a little bit of a dimension. So I'm going to go in with the light shade concealer, and I'm just going to apply right on the highest points of my cheek, a very small amount, and then my chin, Cupid's bow, a little bit on my nose bridge, on my nose, and between my eyebrows. Again, I'm going to spread it. So just spread it where you placed it. Don't go anywhere else. Press it into the skin. And then just slightly go under your eyes. So already you can see this beautiful glow. You don't even need at this point highlighters or any of that, like shimmer highlighters. You just have this really natural looking glow that is stunning. And then go in with the damp beauty sponge again to bounce it off. So the real step is when you apply the product with your finger, spread it, and then go in with either the brush if it's closer to your eyes when you're doing the concealer, or a damp beauty sponge, or a flat kabuki brush by pouncing it on your face. Now I'm just going to go set the center of my face using a translucent powder. I'm going to use the Airspun Coty with a setting brush from Real Techniques, just picking up a very small amount, placing it on my hand, and then just starting to tap this really lightly in the center of my face. So just barely. When you tap, you want to make sure you're tapping and you're not stroking. You're just tapping that powder to set the center of your face where you just get shiny. The next thing I'm going to do is set the rest of my face with the Fit Me Loose Mineral Powder that we used as a foundation. Now we can use it as a setting powder with a little bit of color on the perimeter of our face. So this is the Fit Me Maybelline Loose Mineral Powder in light medium. I'm going to take a powder brush, dip it in, so just need a small amount, about that much. Take the lid, swirl it in the lid so you can make sure all the powder goes inside the bristles, tap it off, and then very lightly press the powder brush on the perimeter of your face in the areas where you didn't set with the translucent powder. And now you're ready to go apply the bronzer, the contour powder, or the blush, which I will show you in the next videos. In the next video is going to be how to apply cream foundation, either a stick or a palette. See you next time.